We got some massive news for BigBear.ai stock investors as CEO Kevin McLennan held his first conference call with Wall Street analysts. That revealed some critical insights that BBAI stock investors need to know about, and I'll share with you in this video here.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
So the CEO, Kevin McLennan, saying that he's speaking for the first time as CEO of Big Bear AI. This was an abrupt change in leadership where the former CEO was ousted sooner than expected. And investors never like an abrupt change in leadership, especially such a quick transition in leaders. It makes for an unsettling and inconsistent strategy from a company. And so hopefully this is the last CEO change for Big Bear AI for many, many years. So the CEO gave a little bit of his background, saying that he formerly led operational government organizations at U.S. Customs and Border Protection and later at the Department of Homeland Security. And this is something I've talked about previously, how private enterprises like to hire people from government agencies. And they didn't really hire the CEO directly from the government agency. The CEO founded a company called Pangiam, which then was acquired by Big Bear AI. And the CEO came to the company as part of that Pangiam acquisition, and then now has risen to the leadership role. But the acquisition of Pangiam was undoubtedly motivated by the talent at the company and, of course, the talent at the top of the company, Kevin McLennan, who founded the company and was leading the company. And the reason why private enterprises like to hire people from government organizations is because, especially a company like Big Bear AI that relies on government contracts, it expects to generate a large percentage of its revenue from government contracts, especially with the Department of Homeland Security, where it already has a relationship. It wants to know how these agencies operate. It wants expertise and experience of these agencies within the company so that it can understand how to position itself to win contracts from these agencies. It wants to know the ins and outs, how these agencies make decisions, how they go about their procurement process, how they sign contracts, what are the things they look for when they're signing contracts, because government agencies look for different things when they're signing contracts compared to private enterprises, right? A private enterprise, a business like mine, when I'm making a decision, I'm looking at factors that impact the performance of the business: costs, profits, cash flow, how my viewers will respond, those kinds of things, right? But government agencies, they have another set of rules they play by. They're not interested in profits because it's not their money that they're spending, right? It's taxpayer money that they're spending. So it's more about perception and other factors that are not correlated with profit. So when you're making arrangements and you're making bids to these government organizations, the price might not be a big decision factor, where price is a big decision factor when you're working in private enterprise, when you're working in business, right? Customers, price is one of the most important things customers look for when they're making a deal with the business, where government agencies, price is not one of the most important things they look for. So you need that special expertise inside of your company to know how to deal with government agencies, especially as Big Bear AI does. It relies on a large percentage of its revenue from government agencies. So it wants that expertise. And this is a large part of what happens inside a lot of organizations that deal with government agencies, with regulators. They like to hire people from those agencies, from those regulators, so that they can gain insights on how to deal with those agencies effectively. It's one of the main reasons why a firm like Big Bear AI will succeed or not succeed is in its ability to deal with government agencies. And so this experience is undoubtedly very valuable for Big Bear AI. So as I mentioned, Kevin co-founded Pangiam, a company that was dedicated to solving real-world problems. And then when Pangiam was acquired by BigBear AI, that's how Kevin joined the team at BigBear AI and eventually rose to the status of CEO. So the CEO saying that at BigBear AI, we are uniquely positioned at the convergence of artificial intelligence, national security, and critical infrastructure. And the US government in 2025, especially since President Donald Trump was elected, has been undertaking a massive cost cutting program trying to eliminate waste from government spending. And there's a lot to do there. And you can go for years trying to cut all the waste in government spending, and you will not complete the task. So, artificial intelligence is an interesting area where you can use AI to drive efficiencies in government spending, and Big Bear AI is in that position to benefit from that trend, even though in the near term, they're seeing some negative consequences as the slowdown and the cutting of government spending is impacting Big Bear AI's ability to win contracts from the government. And they say that they're starting to see a shift in federal procurement practices with an increased emphasis on efficiency and the adoption of advanced commercial technologies. And they also said that this change in process is creating delays, and those delays are creating inefficiencies at Big Bear AI, which led to a quarter that was worse than expected for the company, where the company lost more money on the bottom line. If you exclude the impacts of the goodwill impairment they experienced last year, which made their net income a lot worse in the same quarter last year compared to this year. If you exclude that impact and you just look at the operations number like adjusted EBITDA, it shows that the company's adjusted EBITDA worsened year over year. So the mission is that they're delivering mission-ready AI, operationalizing AI in the real world to enable human-machine teaming and bring cutting-edge technologies to the point of decision in ways that are timely, adaptable, and integrated. And of course, I think if you're watching this video as a Big Bear AI investor or someone interested in Big Bear AI, you're looking at the success of a company like Palantir, which does similar things as Big Bear AI, and you're saying, well, if Palantir can do it, Big Bear AI is just the smaller version of Palantir in the earlier stages of growth. And if Big Bear AI can achieve even a fraction of the success that Palantir has achieved, I can make a lot of money investing in Big Bear AI. And that's the selling point for Big Bear AI stock to investors is if the company can achieve even remotely the kind of success that Palantir is achieving. And in the marketplace, there's strong demand for these services. Enterprises are paying up for these services, and many enterprises can't afford Palantir because they're so expensive. And maybe they might look to a company like Big Bear AI to offer a more affordable, similar service to Palantir. And they are growing revenue, although they're not growing revenue anywhere near as quickly as investors would hope.
Hey everyone, I'm excited to announce that my book is finally available for sale. I've been working on it for more than a year now, so I'm really excited to finally share this with you now. It goes through my framework for evaluating stocks. Some of you often ask why I like this stock or why I like the other stock, and this framework provides you the things that I look at when I'm evaluating stocks. I've added the link in the description below.